This is another commentary on another ridiculous video by the currency analyst. Well, I guess he's not just chief currency analyst. He's just the guy that's got this thing. He wants you to sign up for the syndicate. I have not found any of these videos. The only purpose of these videos is to think about what he's saying. And just really think about what he's saying here. Okay, now we're in this chart here, and the logical place to sell is
most recent support level. Well, that comes in right here, doesn't it? But you see, if the market rallies back up into that previous structure support level,
it should become resistance, right? Right? That's the rules.
what do we find? Well, we find most recent support, which should become resistance.
Bingo. You said it, buddy. Now keep talking.
This would give us a very bad risk to reward profile, wouldn't it?
Huh? Why? Why would that give us a bad risk to reward profile? Is it what? Huh? So you're telling me that this doesn't become, huh?
So we have to wait for the market to rally just a little bit higher.
Why? What?
And this would be the trend continuation trade that many of you are so familiar with.
The trend continuation trade. Honey, there's no such thing as trends. Come on, be serious, right? Okay, so just to show you how that can be a problem is if you is this in an uptrend or a downtrend? Down. So where do you come on, people? Where do you sell? We've seen this before. You sell here? Well, you made money. You sell the dojis. Just sell the dojis. Sell here, you get burned. Now you sell here because bottoms become tops, and you made money. One of the problems with this guy is that he's so zoomed in, he cannot see the forest for the trees. This sell here, if you sold it here for this move, you're on a tighter stop. The idea that the ratios are off, I don't get it. In other words, if you buy here with a stop here, and you're making this is a lot better trade. His ratios are like, well, we'll sell here and we'll put a stop here and we'll make money here. What? No, you want to get in here and get out here with a stop here, right? Why does he try to keep on selling people to buy this? I guess this is basically for people that have never traded before in their life. They can't even see that this market went down. I love when he does this stuff. We went down. We went up. Who's he talking to? A 3-year-old?
That we do over and over and over again.
Oh, I know.
And this is just simply a matter of looking for, okay, if the market reverses here, where would we have to retrace to that would give me at least a 1.5 to 1 risk-reward profile? Well, we'd have to come back into here.
What is this about? What's this line up here? This is the weekly chart. He's using this as an example because it's like a good setup or something. Okay, now, I don't know how long ago he did this video. Let me show you what this thing's at now, right? So let's go to the current state of affairs on this. Let's take you to my chart here. I'm going to try to replicate his chart. He's the weekly British pound. This is where he says the risk to reward ratios, and I'm zoomed in a little more than him because I don't get all that zoom out. Like, I don't get this charting. Let's take a look where we're at here. It's ridiculous. What is that? Okay, so here's my pip grid. I think it's set to, I don't know, 100 pips or something. 100 pips. So that's quite a bit. That's a lot of pips. I just don't get why this guy doesn't want to sell here. Because he says it's a bad risk to reward ratio. I mean, I don't know how many pips he's trying to make. So instead of picking this price for his sell, you notice he picked the higher, where the tops become bottoms. I put a 1 period moving average on top of the candles here. How is this guy not getting it? This double bottom, which you can see a lot easier if you just put the damn 1 period moving average on top of the candles, became a double top, right? So you want to sell there. You also want to sell on on this bottom here. Okay, I'm gonna have to drill down here a little bit. You can't just trade one position. It just, how does this guy get 5,000 views? This just goes to show you there's a hunger for knowledge. Look at this thing here. All right, there's a bottom here. Where is that? Where's your sell pending at? Where did you get filled at? How much money did you make? 100 pips. You risk 50. Same thing here, over and over again. This is support. Yes, that's a 100 pip wick on that. Right? But where are you going to sell now? You're going to sell here. You're not going to sell up here. He's got his stop up here. Do you know how many pips that is? That's like 800 pips. Are you kidding me? It's just mind. Why is this guy? Why does he torture me with these videos? And people would say, and I love this one. Of course, we've all heard this a million times. We don't have to watch him. I can't stop watching. It's like watching Jerry Springer. Like, who's not watching? I'm watching just to see what not to do, and just remind myself of all the dumb crap people have showed me. Okay, go back to this video.
Here, somewhere around 152.40s. So if the market on Monday opens up, goes straight north, and comes back up into...
Straight north? Do you know how many pips that is? Why does he even show this example? What is with this guy?
152.40s, and actually it's going to have to be a little bit higher than that because we're going to have our stops above the swing high.
Oh, gosh. Jesus.
High, right? So we're going to have to be just a hair higher than that.
Here, look at this ratio. Are you kidding me? You going to take that much heat for that stupid trade?
Like, call it 145s, 150s area.
Guy?
That's going to give us about a 1.5 to 1 risk to...
A 1.5 to 1? Man, you must be rich.
Reward profile. So if the market will rally back up into there, well, now we've got an opportunity to sell in the hopes...
An opportunity to sell? Why in the fuck did you buy it down here to ride it up to that?
That the market will come back down into retest previous structure support before it violates...
Okay, well, you can see where we're at right now in the scheme, right? Take a look where we're at now. You really think that's going to happen? Okay, so how long do you think it's going to take to get up to not just here, but here? And your stop's up there? What is with these examples? It's so unrealistic. How about you just buy this doji on close? There's 2 dojis in a row there. It's a weekly chart. What the hell are you doing? You expect people? Are people really signing up for this bozo? Jesus. I mean, nice guy, but stay away from the charts. You know, the ciphers and the batwings.
The previous structure high. Now, a perfect example
if
of
I
how
hear him
this
say
works
structure one more time, I'm going to jump out the window, and I'm on the first floor, so it probably wouldn't be much drama.
Euro pound trade that I took this week. And this shows you, and we talked a little bit in the syndicate about discipline with this trade. Because what we had was the market was in an uptrend, right? Clearly an uptrend here. And we broke out previous structure highs here. We violated those when we rallied up. So then we
I got that, dude. Don't have to walk me to it.
Down, and we pulled back down into previous structure support. Resistance
I'm with you so fucking.
I ended up buying there with my stops below the...
You bought there? You bought there? Wait a second. Okay, a 60-minute chart. You didn't think they were going to stop on it back to here? You've never seen Forex?
Swing low here. So stops were down here where the red line is. And
Wait a second. You took that much heat. You put one trade on. You bought here. Well, why wouldn't you buy here? At this top. Listen to your own. Look left. Dude, were you so eager? Oh, let me see. You had a trend line here. Well, who didn't have a trend line there? But when you see a hammer or a doji, something's up. Whoosh. You didn't add to the position. Your buy limit should have been right there where the stop hunt's going to come in. See where that is? See where you put your stop? That's where your buy limit's got to be. Top become a bottom. Top become a bottom. If you look at the bodies of these candles, he's finally zoomed in enough to see the damn thing. Look at this. Huh. Well, that's weird how that lines up to that. Wait, let me see that again. Just a minute. You mean these bodies are more important than the wick? Wait, look right. Okay, couldn't violate that. Finally got through. Oh, where'd it come back to? Oh, that's crazy. But he bought here? You're signing up with this guy?
bought here. We got a little bit of a rally, then the market totally crashed on us and almost stopped us out within a...
Oof. Look at his ratio. He's risking this to me. How many times can you be wrong like that?
couple of pips
Dude, you're going to blow your account up.
of being stopped out. And then the market...
Oof. A near miss. Jesus, why don't you wait for... Why don't you just buy more there? With a tighter stop.
They just traded side.
Who trades one position? What professional in their life doesn't scale into this stuff? Is it really too advanced? How about you put a tight stop on that, get stopped out? Put a tight stop on this one. Guess what? You're not even risking near as much as you've got here for this giant monster stop.
Sideways all day, and I was watching some of the political debates that were going on.
Oh, were you now? You weren't watching the subtle clues in here? You couldn't see this bear trap? Oh, poor thing. What a clueless. What a putz.
On around the house that evening while I'm watching this thing go sideways. Just
Oh, hell, you should have had buy stops above that if you're a stop entry guy. You see the last, since you can see that thing hold that line back there? It wasn't occurring to, hey, wait a minute, I should rethink this too.
waiting to be stopped out.
Just waiting to be stopped out. I hope this wasn't real money you're trading. How just ridiculous. He didn't even wait for RSI to be oversold here. He got in here. RSI, why don't you buy when RSI's down here? What's the RSI thing about? It's an oscillator, okay? Buy low, buy low, buy low, buy low, buy low. Right? Why is he buying here? RSI's not even oversold yet. Even the most naive beginner is going to buy when RSI's oversold. They said it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work if you don't put a stop on it.
And then we started to get a little rally here as night pressed on, and right before I got to bed, we were about break even.
Well, about break even. So you wasted how many hours in that trade? You locked up margin for 15 hours? Does this look like good trading? Of course, I guess he's appealing to the bozo that's never traded before. Not to mention this divergence here. Right? Here's a positive reversal. More oversold here than here. See, look at RSI here. Price is higher. RSI is lower. Another reason to get in. Here too. RSI is lower. Price is higher. Project off the highs. Project off of this. Right? This is inverted to that. Find the highest, swing high. Target. Right?
And I said, well, I got to, it's a 50-50 shot here. I may wake up and it may have dumped
Well, that's real good. I call that gambling. 50-50. Let it ride, honey.
over again, and it may have rallied up and hit our target. And sure enough, come the next morning, we'd rallied up, we'd hit the target, we'd made some money.
Some money with risking, like, dude, you're so close to risk to reward. It's almost 1-to-1. You throw the spread and some slippage and commissions in there. It's a 1-to-1 trade.
And it was a beautiful little 43 pip trade.
Oh, could have been about 80. It could have been like 70. Dude, you could have got in here. It's buy low, sell high, not buy mid. You're at fair value. Put on a hedge here. Go long and short. When you're in the middle of fair value, I think everybody can see that, right? Fair value would be the middle of the road. God, what a goof.
But that is a perfect example of how this trend continuation.
How not to trade. Trend continuation. Now, mind you, it's trend continuation. What happened to structure leaves clues? What happened at the top becomes the bottom? This guy's all over the place. Whatever he's taking, I want some.
Trade works. Now, this is a little harder to see because it's a little tighter. If we go back to our pound dollar trade, and I get back out on the daily chart, it's a little bit easier to see, isn't it, or the weekly chart, because the moves are a little bit bigger. So if we
yeah, they're also very dramatic.
Get that move, it's the same concept here, right? Market moves down, we violated the previous structure level, then we rally back up, boom, I got my risk reward that works right here.
Dude, what is these dreamland trades? These are dreamland trades.
Short it, looking for a press back down into previous structure support before we break structure to be stopped out. Now, these particular types of trades are right somewhere, it depends on the sample size that we use, but somewhere between 55 and 60% accurate.
Oh, Jesus. God, really? That's it?
My entire trading methodology, everything that I do, is going to be right somewhere between 55 and 60%.
That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Really? You should be 80% correct. That means but you probably have to trade a little bit more often than just one dump setup like this where you're looking for a 800 pip retracement into your target. So you're going to wait about a year for it to get here, and then you really think it's going to go straight up to this price? Like it's not going to have a problem here at previous support? It's not going to have a problem here, or even this low carried forward that matches that? See how those pivots match up? See this bottom at the top? So you really think, oh geez, and your stop's here. Why isn't your stop here? If you're right, it's not going to come up here. What is he doing? Why isn't his ratios like this? Then you only got to be right 10% of the time. Because when you do make money, you make a lot of money. And his target's down here? Has this guy ever seen a market? You can't even believe this guy's ever seen a market trade. Where does it come up with this stuff? If it's going to come to here, it's probably going to come back here and retest that. And it's going to take forever to get to this. And see how ridiculous he says, well, what if it opens tomorrow and goes straight up? Yeah, ha ha ha. Like, right. Dude, why torture us? You think you could think even an expert could pick up a tip here. But all I'm picking up is just fantasy trading. Fantasy setups.
Of the time. And over time, now that...
Well, you're hitting 100% on your subscribers, all right? I mean, that's like 100%, right? Unless they're check bounces.
Doesn't count that some of the pattern stuff is more profitable than that. Some of it is less profitable than that. And so it ends up...
That's hit or miss. Just tighten up your stop, though. That's what I'd say. My advice for this clown is tighten up your stops because you're the worst analyst, worst trader in the world.
Averaging itself out to be somewhere around 55 to 60% accurate. I always have a risk reward that is greater than 1 to 1. Now, what does that mean? That
By like about a millimeter. Come on, man. How's this guy? There's no way this guy's making money trading. He's just making money doing these dumb videos. He's got subscribers in the syndicate.
means if I'm right more than 50% of the time and I have greater than a 1-to-1 risk reward profile, that means over time I should be making a ton of money. I should be consistently growing my account using that methodology. And sure enough, that's what we see. That's what we saw in the syndicate last year.
Oh, man, I saw some trades in there they posted to crack you up, like 150 pips stop losses. What are they thinking?
This year, the first week was terrible.
Why? Go figure, huh? You should be making these trades up. If you're trading all these currency pairs, come on, man. You don't understand how these markets flow.
Our percent accuracy the first week was like 36%.
Of course. With these kind of wide stops, you're going to get killed.
Week 2, it was, last week it was, 60%. So we're averaging out right now, right
How about it goes to 80% the next week? What in the hell is going on with this guy?
around 51 to 52% accuracy in the first 2 weeks. It doesn't all come at once. It's not always win, lose, win, lose, win, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Sometimes you've got a string of losers and you finish a week off, and instead of being 50 or 60% accurate, you're 30% accurate.
And after that, don't you ask yourself, why are you trying to sell people something where you can't even do it?
Then the next week you may come back, everything's hitting like clockwork, and you're 90% accurate. It's an average over time. But this is a great way for you guys to begin to look at combining structure and fibs together.
Why? Fuck these fibs. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. It doesn't mean anything.
To create areas where you're likely to see reversal. And as we've seen here
My God.
at this 127 extension around 3850,
3850. Around 3850? It's not going there. It just turned around right here. Wow. Amazing.
high likelihood we're going to see a bounce at this area. So if you're an investor, for an example, and you're looking for an area to buy, that might be a good time to do it.
God, I can't take it, man. I just can't take it. This guy's just too ridiculous. But you learn something. You know, it's like the Darwin Awards. You learn what not to do.